Biggie and Puff Daddy, they always said that they wasn't responsible for that the robbery and stuff of Tupac, but then on the album that Notorious Big dropped shortly after that, there was a song on there called "Who Shot Ya." See, my conspiracy actually is about some royals.
Oh no!
It's about the kings of hip hop, motherfuckers.
Oh, nice!
Nice
what you did there.
So this is about the deaths of Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conspiracies and stuff that go around their deaths, and
they did.
so both of the cases, no one's ever been convicted of their murders, which is fucking mental.
Yeah.
Like, these are like two of the biggest, hip hop stars. Well, just music in general.
Yeah.
Have been murdered, just pretty much on the streets, and no one knows who's fucking. No one's been convicted of the murder.
Yeah.
I can imagine that nowadays. Like Eminem gets shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we don't know. Just don't know who done it.
Yeah, he's crazy. I do have a quick question about them as artists, because I've never really got into either of them, and I was young when they were killed. Was their status elevated because they were killed, or were they genuinely like Biggie and Tupac were?
They were like,
legendary.
oh mate, they were fucking
Legendary.
Oh, they were.
Yeah.
legendary before.
Yeah.
Now Tupac was. I mean, I'll go into the whole thing. I'll do my best anyway. If I get anything wrong, I don't want any Bloods or Crips fucking coming after me. Look, I'm just a geezer from England on a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tupac was he was in the industry before Biggie, and then obviously Biggie was coming up, and they was actually sort of friends initially, and Biggie saw Tupac as sort of like a mentor, and then in that industry, it's quite like in the rap industry, it's quite like quite competitive hip hop. They battle each other, and so when they're both coming up as these massive artists, I think there was that thing of like who's going to become the top dog sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now when like I say, when they was friends, and then what happened was Tupac went to a studio in New York in 1994, and they was going to record. I think they was going to record on another up and coming artist album, and then in the lobby of that studio, Tupac was going there. P Diddy and Notorious BIG was already up in the studio, and then in the lobby, Tupac was shot.
Oh god!
Yeah, he got shot like 5 times and robbed in the. Now, again, no one knows who done that, but Tupac had this funny thing that he was set up, and he thought it was to do with Puff Daddy and BIG.
Yeah.
Was responsible for it, because I think when he got shot, he actually they got him, took him upstairs, and he was like, they were being really sus. But like, again, if you're in a studio and then someone comes up, they've been shot, you're not going to be like completely
normal.
Yeah, like Puff Daddy always says that we was like, we was trying to help him and sort him out.
Yeah.
But ever since then, that's when it kind of went a little bit sour, and because Tupac also went to prison at that point as well after he'd been shot for like another case. And when he come out, he signed for a label called Death Row Labels. So you've got like Death Row labels, and you've got Bad Boy. The Bad Boy is Puff Daddy and the BIG, and then you've got Death Row, which is Shook Knight, who's like the manager of Tupac, and then Tupac, and they were like going at each other from that point. And then so with Death Row was owned by Shook Knight. He was a blood, like a proper gangster. I mean, again, to put it in perspective, he's in prison at the moment for like killing someone.
Oh, is he?
Like,
Run him over.
yeah, literally, like, just someone
filmed as well.
like in a petrol, like just doesn't give a fuck. Proper legitimate gangster. So he had, it was like, so you got like Death Row, Shook Knight's the manager, Tupac's like his big artist, and then pretty much a load of gangsters like in that thing. You think how much money and stuff's going through it.
Yeah.
And then you've got Bad Boy, which is Puff Daddy, Notorious BIG. Now they weren't, I wouldn't say as Puff Daddy's probably not as gangster as Shook Knight.
No, I would say
but
definitely.
they ended up getting in a load of I think they got like a load of Crips in to sort of protect them.
Oh fucking hell, yeah.
And then it just kind of created this fucking gang thing, which kind of got a little bit out of control.
Were they
Yeah.
different coasts as well? One East Coast, or
Well, yeah. So Biggie was New York.
yeah, it's East Coast and West Coast.
Tupac
isn't it?
was
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
New York, but he was out in it. That's why when he went out to LA, he was like, when he come out and Shook signed him, it was a bit of like a fuck you thing.
It's like
and
East Coast,
and like I
yeah.
say, and then that created that whole thing, that East Coast West Coast thing. And it was gang related with Bloods, Crips, red and blue. And yeah, that's where it all sort of went a bit sour. And then Biggie and Puff Daddy, they always said that they wasn't responsible for that the robbery and stuff of Tupac, but then on the album that Notorious Big dropped shortly after that, there was a song on there called "Who Shot Ya,"
Yeah.
and then that sort of I think Tupac was like, that's fucking about me.
Yeah.
And then he dropped a diss track. Fuck me, what's it called?
They went at each other. Didn't
They were,
they?
and I can't even, hit him up. Yeah, Tupac did hit him up, and he's talking about literally fucking his wife, and then the whole thing. Like, then like I say, you've got real fucking, and you've got real issues. It's gang, like guns, all sorts of stuff. So, where it really come to a sad ending was obviously at the Mike Tyson fight. Was where shortly after the Mike Tyson fight, Tupac was shot and died. And for ages, no one knew what that was all about. There was a commotion at the Mike Tyson fight, and there was like video evidence of a fight going on, and they ended up linking that with it was someone who was a Crip, had jumped someone from sort of Tupac's side a couple of months before and stole his death row chain, and then he just happened to be at the Mike Tyson fight when they was there, because Tupac was friends with Mike Tyson, would go to his fights and stuff. And then they've obviously seen him, there was a massive commotion, whatever, and then like I say, shortly after, Tupac was killed in a drive-by shooting. And the guy was called Orlando Anderson, and the police had like questioned him about the death and stuff, but it's very strange. So with again, Shook Knight being a massive gangster, he was already undergoing investigation for something, and then they had him on camera jumping this dude. So they were like, the police were using that to try and get Shook Knight sort of in prison, and then the only person who saw the shooter of Tupac was Shook Knight, and the guy that he was jumping in the video was this Orlando Anderson. So you can imagine that they might have just come to a deal where he's like, look, he could either go down to Shook Knight would be put in prison for fucking, I don't know, fighting or whatever. It's weird in America, isn't it? It's like if you're under charges and then you come out and you get in trouble, they can put you down for like a long time. Or he says that's the guy that shot Tupac, and he would go away to prison, not Shook Knight, the other guy. Shook Knight said that he never saw him as the shooter. Where it's a drive-by, the guy's pulled up next to the fucking, you would see the face. So he never got done for the murder of Tupac, and then a few years later ended up dying, being shot in a drug deal gone wrong, which they always seem to be. And then again with this whole thing, the whole beef and stuff. Again, shortly after that, BIG was shot down because a lot of people thought that Notorious Big was involved in the killing. It wasn't. You know, it's obviously about this.
Something else.
It was something that happened in Vegas or whatever. but then he was fatally shot after. So literally 2 legends of the game. Really sad. I mean, if you look into it, there's a lot of stuff. But like I say, there's the killer of Biggie. Never ever. They never found out who that was either.
Was Puff Daddy with him at the time?
Not during the shooting. No. But like I say, there's lots of different fucking conspiracies of stuff of people of who's put out the hit, who wanted who dead. I mean, at the end of the day, they're both fucking legends. They just need to fucking back down from each other.
Yeah.
Everyone could still be alive, and if that was the case, the whole music industry would be completely different.
Of course.
There'd be no.
That's the trouble. There's people underneath them. I think Eminem says this in one of his songs, but there's people underneath them who will kill for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're respected that much. They'll go out and if there's another gang or whatever. I think Eminem had something, didn't he, where someone from a rival gang got shot and killed, and that's when he's like, I don't want to do any beef.
But I say people know about this stuff and who was responsible, and what happened and why, and it's just I mean, there's a lot of things that do point to not Puff Daddy being the guy who's
I've had that.
Was go and kill him, but he had a thing you imagine there's this guy who's a legit blood gangster and he wants you fucking dead.
Yeah.
So you hire in a bunch of fucking gangsters yourself just as protection or whatnot.
Yeah.
You're not going to want that person to be around, are you? If it's
true.
A lot of dangerous people.
Yeah, these are dangerous fuckers. So that's what I'm saying. These Tupac, again, Tupac. I don't want to discredit him, but without him being in fucking death row and being around Suge Knight, he probably wasn't the gangster fucking rapper that.
No, he wasn't, was he?
Yeah, he was. Do you know what I mean? When he's there, when he's in that crowd, he's hanging around with gangsters. He made some of probably his tunes, some of the best tunes, the fact that he was in that circle. But if he wasn't in that circle,
he wouldn't have lived that life.
No, he wouldn't have lived that life, and he would still be alive.
Yeah.
But then it's would he have been the rapper that he was?
That's the thing. There's difference in that.
And again, Puff Daddy, he's not a crip, he's not a gangster. He's only got those people in as protection.
Yeah.
So it's this horrible circle of, it didn't really need to happen, and no one needed to die.
APMA, how's it going? I'm here to talk about becoming an APMA VIP. Now, you might see on your YouTube a join button. If you don't, there is a link in the description. If you hit that join button, you'll become an APMA VIP. Now, with that, you will get a one-off sign-up free t-shirt. The design looks a little bit like this. You will also get access to an exclusive members-only podcast once a month, and we have a members-only Discord channel as well. And just as a bonus, you'll get some cool badges and some emotes of our faces and other things that you can put in live chats and in the comments section. So there we go, guys. That is $4.99. You get a free t-shirt upon sign up, an exclusive monthly podcast, that exclusive membership only Discord channel, which we will jump in and out of every now and then, and the badges and emotes. Thank you so much. If you want to become a VIP, hit that join button or the link down below. See you soon, guys.